It's time to rock on. Oh yeah, what are we celebrating? Friday Eve at New Day Northwest, which of course starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to New Day. I'm Kelly Hansen. Great teams don't just rebuild, they reimagine. And that's exactly what the Seattle Storm have done with their new head coach hire. Sonia Raman brings a background in law and analytics, along with 5 years of coaching experience in the NBA and WNBA. And now she steps into the spotlight as the Storm's new head coach. And Sonia joins me now. Welcome to New Day and welcome to Seattle.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is exciting. You've mentioned that this role feels like a bit of a homecoming. So what makes Seattle so special?
My wife Milena is actually from this area with her whole family, so Seattle's been like a second home to us for quite a while, and coming here and making it my official home, I couldn't be more excited about that.
Oh, dream come true.
Yes.
I like it. What first drew you to the Seattle Storm?
Just the incredible tradition and history of success, but also just being kind of pioneers in women's sport, right? Of like pushing women's professional sports forward. You can see, playing at Climate Pledge Arena, this incredible practice facility that we have. You can really see the investment and the care factor that they pour into this team. So, all of that just really makes for, the future. It would be really bright in a situation like that.
And you bring a unique blend of experiences from having a law degree to your coaching experience. How have those different chapters really, shaped your approach to leadership, would you say?
I've learned a lot along the way. As you mentioned, it's very varied experiences. I think I've tried to take things with me from everywhere I've been. Going to law school and being in that world, it teaches you how to think very analytically, be a problem solver, anticipate, what the opposing person's move might be. That obviously translates really well into basketball. And coaching student athletes at the college level for 20 years, there's a lot of time to build relationships and connect and find ways to impact their lives. And then bringing that with my time in the pros, I think just really solidified that part of my career.
And we're so happy to have you now here. And in yesterday's press conference, your approach to relationships was brought up several times. Why is building relationships so important to who you are as a coach?
I think building relationships, it impacts winning. It does. I think that connected teams are successful. And I think that it's really fun to go to work every day when you have those relationships in place in the building. It builds trust. And from there, you can say tough things to each other and you can handle that. And we can also just really enjoy the challenge of like doing hard things together.
Yeah, and what's one thing you want fans to know about your coaching style?
I'm going to be really competitive. So, on and off the court, we're going to find every way we can to win in the margins, be prepared, make sure that we've covered every single detail. And there's going to be a lot of joy and energy in the building as well.
And you're stepping into a franchise with a rich legacy, which
Yes.
we've touched on. What excites you the most about leading this team to the next level?
I think the expectations that we have here, both within the organization and throughout the fan base, is incredible. I welcome that, and I think that's a really, that's like a high honor to have a team that has that type of legacy in place, and then the challenge of trying to build on that and continue to pursue that type of excellence, that was really attractive to me.
How do you deal with that kind of pressure with the legacy that Seattle Storm has?
I think you just, you lean into your habits and you have championship standards that you try to uphold every day when you come into work, both for myself and my staff and for the players. And then I think it's just one day at a time, and you really, you hear coaches talk about this all the time, but you really focus on the process every day and you really lean into like an iterative approach to getting better. I think that improvement is a skill, and so how do we improve every day and maximize what we can do as a group?
And I love this question too with, you've been a coach for a long time, so other coaches that are watching, what advice do you have for them when they're moving into a new role and getting a new team?
I think, listen and remember that you don't know everything, and so try to be as curious as you can. Obviously, working hard is a given. I think in any profession, you got to work really hard. You know, it's going to be long hours, but I think like being curious and learning from others around you is really something that benefited me as I kind of continued through in my journey.
Definitely. And representation matters, and your hiring is historic. Among other things, you're the first WNBA head coach of Indian descent. How do you think about that responsibility and visibility that comes with something?
It's an honor to be in that position, and I think the responsibility of that to make sure that, you know, I'm the first, but I'm not the last. So finding ways to, you know, open doors for this next generation and support and continue to grow the game is really important for me.
Amazing. Okay, well, I'm so excited to watch some games this season with you all and see where you take it. We have some time, so we're going to go to a rapid fire lightning round to get to know you a little more. We're excited about this. So, coffee order.
I do chai.
Chai,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
Favorite rainy day activity since this weather? You might have to think about some new activities.
You know, I do enjoy, I don't get much time to go to the movies, but I'm going to say a movie on a rainy day.
Oh, okay. Do you have like a top 3 favorite movies, or is that too hard? Are you a movie buff?
The most recent movie I saw in a theater that I absolutely loved was Sinners.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go Wicked. I didn't know where you were going to go.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite basketball movie of all time?
Ooh, loving basketball.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, I love it. Okay, we're very in tune. One word teammates would use to describe you?
I would say like team player for my teammates, yeah.
I like it. Go to hype song before a big game.
Oh boy. I usually pass the aux cord to someone else on that one. So I've had my assistant coaches have always been the ones who run the aux cord for me, and I love being surprised by what goes on it.
Yeah, there's too much pressure sometimes with a list, and then I'm kind of like 30 seconds into each song and then moving along there. Dream dinner guest. It could be someone in the sport or beyond. They could be living or not living anymore.
Let's go with Michelle Obama.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. And then what are you streaming, watching right now? TV shows? Do you have any favorites?
I watch Abbott Elementary when I have time.
Thank you so much for being here and having fun with us with our lightning round. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And good luck this season. And from the basketball court to the stage, we're sitting down with comedian Dustin Nickerson to hear all about his clean and mean joke style. But first, a special performance from a multi-skilled man on a mission to help save lives. And we're cooking with Seattle Vietnamese restaurant Ramie next. We check out the expanding menu from this sibling-owned spot that's really taken off. It was named one of the best new restaurants in Seattle last year, and now more than 1 year after opening its doors, Ramie on Capitol Hill is thriving. Trinh Nguyen joins me now to share more on how the menu is expanding, and you're going to teach me how to make something as usual. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So for someone that's never been to the restaurant, obviously the new thing is brunch. What can you tell people?
So for someone who's never been to the restaurant, this might be a great introduction to, you know, Ramie, also Vietnamese food, because we do a lot of classic like breakfast, brunch items, but also, you know, French-inspired Vietnamese flavored dessert or pastries. But if someone who've already been to Ramie, this menu is completely opposite. I've had guests come in, they're like, okay, chef, tell me about this dish. I said, it's basically just as it says, you know. There's no guessing behind it. You know, it's a lot of familiar flavors. The only side that it's very different is going to be on the pastry side. But if they want something innovative, or they want something cool, or like creative, or, you know, contemporary, I would say come back for dinner.
Okay, and I've been for dinner, and it is exactly that. It's amazing, but this brunch food looks great. We're going to talk about everything you brought in a minute, but first we're going to get to what we're cooking today. So what do you have for us?
So this dish this is called Tôm pave, or Palms pave is what a lot of people knows it for. It's basically layers of crispy like potatoes that's built. So I started out putting this on as an amuse-bouche, which is the beginning bite to every dinner.
Yeah, like a little appetizer.
Yeah, and then people liked it so much that I was like, you know what, why don't we do it in a bigger portions for brunch? And people always ask about them. And so It's so time consuming. People always ask how it's made, so I thought, why not share it with
Show
you?
everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, how do we get started?
So we have a tool that we use to cut the potatoes. So what you do is you start with peeling the potato, and then we use the tools to cut it into like really thin slices. As you can see, they're very uniform.
They look like almost like a ribbon. That doesn't look real. It's
Yeah.
so thin.
Not only that, but it's like it's thin. It's the same identical shape, so for consistency. So that's how you're able to build these like thin, consistent layers.
Yes.
And then from there, you'll build it onto a pan. We recommend using a stainless steel pan so that you can unmold it later, and I'll talk about a little bit about that in a minute. But so you'll start with layers, and you want the same. If you're starting with vertical, you want to consistently do vertical layers. If you're starting with horizontal, you want to do the same. So you build them. And then,
How would you describe the flavor when this is done too, for people that haven't tried this?
imagine having like 1,000 thin slices of like French fries stacked on top of each other, you know,
Yum.
or even like potato chips, you know, but like
Yes.
soft, crunchy, you know, crispy, and I mean it's fried, so.
Anything fried, I'm
Yeah.
all in. How do you season it?
So you season it with, this is our house seasoning. There's a little bit of salt and pepper to just the ratio we want. And then we're doing a starch on top. And what the starch does is it helps keep it from, sticking together. So then that way, if you, once you cook it, it's basically the binds, right? So then you just repeat that process again. So you layer the potatoes.
And what did you put? Was that just oil after the starch?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Olive oil?
You can do olive oil, you can do vegetable oil, you can do butter.
Oh.
You know.
When in Rome.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that I will say is in terms of starch, I do recommend using a pure starch product. What that does is it gives you a very crispy texture versus if you like, let's say if you don't have anything in your pantry and you're using all-purpose, you're just not going to be able to achieve that really crispy, thin, texture when you fry them.
And when you're done there, where do you move to?
So when you're done there, you put a parchment over it, then it goes into the oven 350 for an hour and 40 minutes.
And then this is what it's looking like with that?
So then you take it out, you put the same size container over, and you find something really, really heavy, and you weight it down, and you put it in the fridge overnight.
Whoa, it is time consuming.
It's
okay.
so time consuming, but it's so much love.
Yes,
It's
like
so
from
much
love.
love. So then after that, you torch it. So that's why I said stainless steel containers, so that you can torch to unmold. From there, then when you unmold, then you can cut it to the size that you want. So this is the size that we typically work with. And as you can see, even before, it's almost like croissant, if you think about it, right? But with potatoes. And then from there,
Look at the layers on it. That's incredible.
so you think of croissant. Croissant is typically about 75 layers. And then really now I'm thinking about it, brunch is all about layers. Like
Yeah.
there's potato layers, there's
Croissants.
croissant layers.
So now you're frying it, right?
And then once you get it to the size that you want, then it goes into the fryer at 350 degree. One other thing that I want to show you, this is my puff pastry called pâte chaud.
Stunning.
It is so big, but I said, you know what, go big or go home, right? Usually in a deli size, you find it at being like half the size. But I said, you know what, if I'm doing it, I want it so big that people come in, they can share it with their friends and family. This is like our childhood favorite that is, we're serving it for brunch. And we make our puff pastry in-house, our filling in-house. I mean, everything is made with
What's
a labor of
inside?
love.
What's the...
It's a meat pie.
Okay, I'm going to dive
So
in.
if you really think about it, it's, like Australian meat pies. This is like our French-inspired meat pie.
Yum.
So once you get in the middle, so
Yeah.
this is layers, but then once you get in the middle,
Oh,
is
I
when
see
you
it
get
now.
I should have brought a knife.
No, it's okay. It's a struggle. I got it. What else did you bring here? You brought so many popular items. I want to showcase all your pastries.
So we have, your standard croissant, pain au chocolat. We have this. Here is our breakfast croissant. So typically you see ham, cheese. With us is pate, pickled daikon, Kewpie mayo, Chinese sausage, and then pork floss. A lot of people always ask me what pork floss is. It's basically dehydrated pork that we the method that we used back in the days because we don't have access to refrigerations.
And what's over here too? What else did you bring?
This-
Obviously the final product.
The
I'm
final
trying that.
product of the Palms pave. It's served with shrimp powder. It's served with whipped honey cream cheese. So you want to take a little bit of that and then
Oh
dip in
yes.
this.
Okay. And you guys, I understand, are celebrating an anniversary too. Tell me about that.
So our family restaurant, which started in 2005, celebrated 20 years anniversary. And we thought it would be so fun to celebrate it with the community with rolling back prices to 20 years ago. We're talking bowls of pho for $5. We're
Yes.
talking rice platter for $7. Prices that you know about it, but you don't see it anymore.
Oh, that is amazing. You are amazing. This
you.
is a fried bowl of happiness. It is so good. The labor of love was worth it. Thank you so much, Trinh. And next, we're diving into the witty world of cartoons. New Yorker cartoonist Tom Toro joins us to share his hilarious new book and the cartoon that went viral. Our next guest knows how to turn everyday life into laugh out loud moments, and you've probably seen his clever cartoons in the New Yorker. And now Tom Toro is back with a brand new book, And to Think We Started as a Book Club. It's a witty, insightful look at the quirks of modern life and friendships that keep us going. We're thrilled to have Tom here on set. Yay!
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
So, how did you get your start as a cartoonist?
Well, I always drew as a kid. I'm of the generation where I would eagerly anticipate the new Calvin and Hobbes coming in the newspaper the next morning. So like that was my origin of like, copying Bill Watterson stuff, The Far Side. I love The Far Side. But I didn't take it seriously as a career pursuit until like my mid-20s.
Okay,
Yeah.
and breaking into the New Yorker magazine is no easy feat. How did that come about?
Well, when they bought my first cartoon for me in 2010, I went back and counted all the ones they had rejected
And there
up
it
until that
is.
point. And this was the 610th submission that I'd sent into the New Yorker, and they finally bought it.
So never give up is
Never
your
give up,
theme.
never give up. I like to say that all the 609 that occurred before that I sent in and were rejected were not like undiscovered masterpieces. I was very much learning on the fly as I was developing my skills and honing my voice as a humorist. But yeah, it took 610 to break in.
That's so cool. Now look at you. Your new book, And to Think We Started as a Book Club. Please tell me about it. I love the title.
Great. Yeah, the title, I like to sort of joke that this is like the guilt-free book club pick if you're in a book club because you can read it the night before.
Yes, you can.
Be the most popular member of your book club, choose the cartoon collection instead of the 500-page historical fiction.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's kind of like the greatest hits over the past 15 years. I've been cartooning for the New Yorker since 2010. So this is like a curated selection of all my best stuff over the past 15 years.
And you call it, I understand, a grenade of joy.
Yes. Well, I'm from war-torn Portland, Oregon, so we have to fight back with grenades of joy. But yeah, it's just like, I wanted it to be this like burst of mirth that people can just like open up and laugh at and giggle. It's meant to sort of like lay around your house and you wander by, you pick it up, leaf through it, laugh, set it down again, someone else encounters it. It's just supposed to be like in your home, making you laugh whenever you need it.
A coffee table book
Yeah.
is amazing for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What makes a successful cartoon for you?
A successful cartoon is something that is both surprising but familiar. Like there's something odd about the image or the reference that it's making, and yet there's a point of identification with it because it speaks to your own personal experience or something that you've always felt but has never been quite articulated before. And I think that the insights are more memorable because they're presented humorously. That's my like ideal cartoon.
And one of your cartoons became very well known. The caption, "Yes, the planet got destroyed, but for a beautiful moment in time, we created a lot of value for shareholders." It actually reached meme status and was on the feeds of Leonardo DiCaprio, Bernie Sanders, Elon Musk.
Meme status, I guess that's what we're all
Meme
aspiring
status,
to.
viral.
Yeah, so that cartoon came out in 2012, and since then it's really taken on a life of its own. It's really circulated all over the place. I actually had a friend send me a photograph. He visited Highgate Cemetery in England over the past summer, and someone had cut out the cartoon and laid it on the grave of Karl Marx, which is kind of extraordinary. I feel like maybe this is a safe space for me to admit that I kind of like, I admire Karl Marx as a philosopher. But yeah, so it's sort of out of my control. It's been accepted by the culture, and I'm really grateful that it's like had that life.
When you had that one finished, did you have any idea that that would reach, viral meme
No,
status?
I actually was not on social media in 2012. I didn't get on until much
Okay.
later, so I had no idea that it was having the impact that it was having, and it was only it was sort of a late discovery for me. So, but I think in a way that's almost healthy as an artist. Like, you don't really want to focus on the impact that your work is having, because that's sort of out of your control. You can only focus on like the intent that you put into the work. So, but it's something that I could never have engineered or planned for, but I'm really grateful that it's had that impact.
Beautifully said. I want to pull up one that really resonated with me when I was flipping through your book. Our maintenance crew is fixing a problem that should only take a few minutes, but which will haunt you for the duration of your flight. I am not a great flyer. I loved a lot of cartoons in your book, but this one made me laugh out loud because I just recently got back from a trip from Montana. And yeah, I'm always looking, at the flight attendants, the pilot, like when he does any announcements, I'm, taking the headphones out, listening really intensely.
Yeah.
So this really resonated.
Great, I'm glad it touched you. But it sort of speaks to that sort of, latent paranoia that we all have. It's like, how does this plane actually work? How am I flying right now?
So
but
true.
Yeah, the sense of being haunted by what could possibly go wrong. And also, we're living in a moment now where, the TSA hasn't paid air traffic controllers
the
for like a
government
month.
shut down.
So there's all the more reason to be a little bit leary, but yeah, so I'm glad it spoke to you.
Yes, it did. And I read that.
If our fears can be translated into humor, I think that's a sweet spot.
Win-win.
Yeah.
I read that you said too, the cartoons in the New Yorker are like notes passed to a friend. Is that how you really approach your work?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the way that the cartoons appear in the New Yorker, they're embedded in this really elegant, beautiful, erudite, Pulitzer Prize winning journalism, and then there over in the corner is a cartoon that is very intentionally a non sequitur. It's meant not to comment on the journalism. It's meant as sort of a little rest for the eye, a little piece of ginger in the meal. So I like to think of just the way they're positioned and the function that they serve in the magazine is like passing a note to a friend during class. Because we're supposed to be learning about all this important stuff, and yes, we are learning about it, but there's always room for an elbow in the ribs and a little bit of mirth. It's almost like a more intimate connection between the reader when you have a cartoon that sort of speaks to you in that moment.
That makes sense. How do you come up with your ideas?
If I could answer that more articulately, then I'd be a more successful cartoonist, maybe. There's a lot of accident involved. I sort of think that I'm like a rubbish collector. I go around gathering impressions of things throughout the course of the day, and then I'll go back to my studio. And cartoons are meant to be surprising connections between two seemingly unrelated things. So you're trying to make mental imaginative leaps between things. And so and then I'll have to sort of meditate for a while in my studio until the spark hits. I know the conditions that I need. Where the individual ideas come from is kind of case dependent. But yeah, they're kind of surprised me too.
That was so interesting. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your joy in your new book.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Yes, and Tom will be at Third Place Books tonight, November 6th, in Lake Forest Park at 7 o'clock. He'll be chatting and signing books. The event is free, but to attend an RSVP is recommended. And coming up next, winning isn't everything. Our next guest is helping us reframe our mindset around success and protect ourselves from our competitive culture.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Fulcrum Foundation.
It's a new day.
It's been about 20 years since I've been in high school, but I recently got the chance to go back to school. It's all thanks to Fulcrum Foundation's Impact Days. Jose Cedeno and myself visited Bishop Blanchette High School, and let's just say we relived some of our glory days.
Guess what? We are back in school.
We sure are. We're actually sitting where they do the announcements. I've always wanted to do something like this. Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3, PA system. We want to say thank you so much to Fulcrum Foundation for having us out today for Impact Day at Bishop Blanchette High School. This is going to be a fun day. Did you like high school?
I love high school. I'm gonna make an announcement.
Oh.
Students, this is a local lens takeover. I hope they don't hate us.
Well, we're a Catholic coeducational high school, 9 through 12, situated right north of Green Lake. Hi, I'm Tony DeSapio, president here at Bishop Blanchette High School. Blanchette's been around for nearly 75 years. We're now serving students who are third generation. It's got a rich legacy. We're really focused on forming well-rounded students.
This is so fun though. We're going to actually go interview some students here to find out more about the high school.
I love the community that I've built at this school. It's been really great over the past 4 years to like make new friends and meet people from all over the city. I think the teachers at our school really connect with the students and they make sure that like you get all of your stuff done and they're really involved in like your life.
Here we go. Excellent, excellent.
I would say my high school experience is actually going really well. Something that I love about Bishop Blanchet is definitely the community, especially because I was the only one that came from my middle school. So being the only one and being able to like be accepted, like my favorite part.
The Fulcrum Foundation is a wonderful organization that supports Catholic education throughout Western Washington. We have 74 Catholic schools. We provide tuition assistance, and then we also provide grants and other supports directly to the schools.
Fulcrum has been our real partner for decades to help make this accessible to families of varying socioeconomic backgrounds.
Here we go, Blanchet. Here we go.
How do you guys think Kelly did on this one? I think you're a liar. She did horrible.
Every year we have Impact Day. We visit 74 schools and we present a check for tuition assistance. All of our money is privately raised and then we give all of that back. So we sort of serve as a bit of a pass-through for our donors who really care deeply about Catholic education in Western Washington.
So much fun. And now, in a culture obsessed with competition, we're taught to hustle harder, climb faster, and leave others behind. But my next guest believes there's a better way, one where success lifts everyone, not just a few. In her new book, Uncompete, Seattle author Ruchika Malhotra shows us how to redefine success through collaboration, abundance, and community. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Kelly.
So you say our competitive culture is causing major burnout. Couldn't agree more. Stress. Why do you think this mindset is so deeply rooted in how we live and work?
Yeah, so the book actually looks at 5 myths that are really long-standing around competition. And one of the big ones is we're hardwired to compete. It makes us better. It makes us more innovative. There's a lot of good research in there that shows none of that is true. It actually pushes back on that idea. It shows that some of the greatest innovations in history have come as a result of collaboration, almost checking the competition mindset out the door. And yet we stay so married to this idea, and it's causing major burnout, both in our relationships and social life, as well as certainly in our professional life too.
Definitely. And you introduced this powerful idea of uncompeting. Before we get into the how, what does that word mean to you?
Yeah, it means rejecting competition, zero-sum thinking, winner-take-all, scarcity, like at all costs, that I think we don't even think about it and we co-opt into it. And it's about saying, no, I choose differently and I'm going to be intentional about it.
Beautiful. And in the book, you outline 8 ways to uncompete. Can we walk through a few of them, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the ones that I think is really important is reframing comparison, because I think in our lives we really feel, and this is actually something we are hardwired to do. Competition is not hardwired in us as humans, and I tackled that myth in the book. But comparison really is. And what served us well, is this person a predator? Are they part of my tribe? When we were in our hunter-gatherer days, that makes total sense. What's come as a result, though, is now we compare all the time. Social media has made it so much worse. So a lot of this is about reframing comparison, understanding where envy comes from. I talk about 2 different types of envy in the book and how we can channel envy to be a motivational source rather than one that both makes us feel bad and sabotage others. So that's one of my favorite chapters in the book.
And creating a community too, what does that look like in practice?
Yeah, creating an abundant community specifically. I think one of the things we think is that if someone's in our community, we often have to feel like we stack rank against them, where so much of our success comes from what I call like being around a group of really shiny people who uplift you, empower you. So important for us, especially as women in the workplace.
Definitely. And I love this too, redefine success on our own terms. How do we begin to do that in a world, like you said, that is all about comparison and everyone's kind of measuring where they're at in the world?
Yeah, I'm a child of immigrants. I'm an immigrant to this country. So you can imagine, for me, this idea of success is very like pre-drawn and predestined. And I think so much of our world today, especially at a time of polycrisis, requires us to push back against the idea that success can only look a certain way and really tap into what motivates us, what gives us joy, what makes us feel successful. And I think as we reject the markers that were put on other people, we can actually feel so much joy and peace in ourselves, you know?
This is beautiful advice. What advice do you have for leaders that want to build a more collaborative workplace?
Yeah, great question. I think the number one is to reject competitive norms and institutionalize ideas like, we're going to reward collaboration here. Give us examples of collaboration in promotion ideas, in promotion documents, in promotion conversations. You know, in leadership, I've been looking at the research around co-CEO models, co-leadership models. I'm an entrepreneur, so much about entrepreneurship is about building relationships, referral networks, not trying to like keep everything and hoard power and success for yourself. It really creates so much of beauty, and I feel so lucky that I got to detail this in the book.
Well, we're so lucky to have you here today. Can't wait to finish your book. Thank you for being here and spending time with us today.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Amazing. And up next, we're joined by a multi-talented man with a passion for helping others. The founder of Top Pot Donuts joins us next to show us what happens when the power of music meets a life-saving moment. There's a performance coming up, so make sure to stay with us. Welcome back. My next guest is a man of many talents. Mark Klebeck is the founder of Top Pot Donuts, a guitarist in a surf rock band, and a longtime blood donor. And now he's combining his passions in a powerful campaign called Music in Our Blood. And joining me now are Mark and his band, King of Hawaii. Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm so excited for the performance, which we're going to get to in a bit. But first, I want to talk about something close to your heart, giving blood.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Just when I realized it's one thing to say you're going to give blood, but to actually do it. And I did it for the first time in early October at our 5th Avenue location.
There you are.
And you know, just knowing the critical need and the shortage, I just thought I'm going to live the part and I'm going to do my part with it too.
Yeah, and some people can be nervous, but it looks like you're totally fine and you did it. So what do you want to tell people?
That's my blood.
There it is. Look at what you're doing.
I just want to say that, you know, we opened up 5 of our locations. We were able to raise almost 100 pints of blood.
Wow.
And it's just a great thing because, I mean, people need blood. And it's like whether it's an accident, a natural disaster, anything, we can do our part.
And those are the numbers that we're seeing right now from the blood drives across the 5 Top Pot locations last month. That's amazing. So many lives touched there. And so tell me about the partnership with Top Pot and Bloodworks Northwest.
Yeah, so we're really just a channel and really just trying to amplify the message to the community. People have been very, you know, generous with supporting Top Pot. We want to support the community. We want to support Bloodworks Northwest.
Amazing. So what impact do you hope that this campaign will have, not just on donors, but the local music scene as a whole?
I think it's just to, again, amplify the message and to just really get people who are first-time, you know, donors to come out, but also existing donors to kind of re-engage. It's important.
And tell me more about the campaign and your band and how you guys are all getting involved.
Yeah, so we were contacted by Bloodworks Northwest, and they're working with an organization called Free Guitars for Kids. And so they wanted to kind of up the ante a little bit and say, hey, it's like we get 100, you know, donors, we're going to give away 100 guitars. And so that's what we're doing. And so we're doing that tonight at KEXP, free from 4 to 6 p.m. In the gathering space, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to gift it, and we're working with 4 other musical nonprofits that are also supportive with this too.
Wow, and so are you guys touring around the city? Can people check you guys out on multiple locations?
Yeah, so KEXP this evening, free from 4 to 6 p.m., and then tomorrow at Tim's Tavern in White Center.
Okay.
Yeah, free all ages matinee show. So
I like it.
You're going to be there, right?
I'm going to be there. Let's do it. Why not? Everyone come. And speaking of music, you'll have a song to perform. Ladies and gentlemen, here's King of Hawaii playing Oaxaca.
Thanks so much, Kelly.
Thank you. Take it away. to learn more about how you can be a blood donor, just visit the website that you see right there on your screen. And coming up, get ready for some laughs. Comedian Dustin Nickerson joins us to share his hilarious take on everyday life. And you might be surprised to learn he started out as a youth pastor right here in Seattle. Don't miss this fun conversation next on New Day.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Bloodworks Northwest.
I so enjoyed talking with cartoonist Tom Toro earlier in the show, and now I am happy we are keeping the laughing vibe going. Our next guest is a master of finding humor in everyday life, and his journey to comedy is just as interesting. Before hitting the stage, Dustin Nickerson was actually a youth pastor here in Seattle, and now he's a nationally touring comedian, and we have you on set. Woo!
Yes, thank you. I hate being up this early. This is a bad comedy hour. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for the opportunity. It is so rare for me to be awake. And not only awake, but awake and showered at this hour. So I just want to let you know, I showered.
You showered for me, thank you.
I almost said I showered thinking of you, but then I was like, that came across in
and
no way the way I wanted to.
in 2
exactly.
seconds.
Getting canceled is the best thing that can happen in comedy. So let's open
We're
there.
halfway there.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the obvious, like we just said. You were a youth pastor.
I was, yeah.
And now the
things.
jump to full-time comedian. How did that happen?
It wasn't linear. It didn't go youth pastor stand-up. There were odd jobs there for a while, but yeah, I was a youth pastor in the Seattle area for a long time, and I was terrible at it because I don't like teens.
Oh my gosh. But
Yeah.
there's got to be some similarities between the two jobs.
I would prefer, I mean, I don't know what this, I'm a father of teens, so this probably isn't the best thing to say, but I would prefer drunks over teens. I find them easier to tolerate. That's how hard being a youth pastor and a parent of teens is that I would take a bunch of rowdy drunks over their like apathy and just like staring at
Ignore
you.
it, yeah.
Oh, and they're mean. That being said, the reason as a father of teens now, I realized like that's why youth group got invented is because parents were like, this is God's problem.
They need some help.
Like atheists are sending their kid to church. They're like, I'm going to outsource you. I'm going to have you baptized for the shower just to clean you. So the boy, he smells. He's
Okay,
gone now.
I'm seeing this like kind of theme, clean and mean. Describe
Sure.
your comedy.
Well, I think sometimes when people hear like clean comedy, they can think like cheesy, you know.
Dad jokes.
A lot of dad jokes, and that's not what I do up there. If I want to make fun of something, I will.
You're going full send.
Yeah, well, and mostly, for the record, the thing I make fun of the most is myself. You know, they talk about, you know, in comedy, don't punch down, you know, punch up. And then I do a lot of punching myself. So, you know, there'll be some jokes in there that maybe people are like, wouldn't expect necessarily out of a clean comic. But, you know, you got to be who you are up there.
Yeah, but like family off limits, you talk about your kids too?
I will talk, my wife and kids, yes, I do talk about them extensively. However, they all have veto power. So if they say like no, then they can take that out. And so sometimes if I think that there's a joke that they're not going to approve of, I won't tell them that joke for a long time. Let's see if I can just sneak this one into the Tonight Show.
Well,
I don't know how it happened.
And I understand you're living in Southern California now, after obviously living in Seattle.
Did you know you were allowed to move there? I didn't know.
I did live there
I lived
for
here
4
for 27 years,
but
27 years of darkness. And
the cold, the rain, you missed it?
And then an annoying amount of sunlight during the summer. You're like, it's 11, I need to sleep.
And no AC in a lot of places. We don't believe in AC here.
No, I moved down again after 27 years here. We moved to San Diego, and I was like, I didn't know you were just allowed to move here. I'm so happy all the time
But
now.
do you miss us? Like, are we funnier here in California?
Are you funnier?
Yeah, Seattleites.
You are funnier, but you're not happier.
Okay. You have better material when you live here than California.
The reason I don't fit in San Diego, specifically where I live, is San Diego is a city that lacks ambition because everyone's so happy. They just wake up every day and they're like, I can't believe I get to live here. I'm so happy. Seattle we create artists, we create, people who invent things, musicians, all this kind of,
yeah.
And what do those all have in common? They're indoors. They're people just spend all day indoors creating new things for the world to share, and they have a drive and ambition to them that people in San Diego.
You're still wearing your flannel though. I feel like you miss it. You're here. I also want to talk about your love for the Mariners. How are you feeling after that playoff run? Yeah,
thanks.
Why not? There you are. You're all of us with the Mariners.
I'm not. First off, I was angry. I was very angry. Not at any of the Mariners players or Dan Wilson. I was mad at my parents.
For making you a Mariners fan?
Why did I have to be born here?
I know.
There's no reason that I had to be born here. You know how cheap a one-way flight is to San Francisco? I could have had like 30 championships.
I know.
If I would have been born in the Bay Area. In every sport, I would have hit. And plus, I would have gotten to cheer for Tim Lincecum, a University of Washington Husky the Mariners did not draft. Thanks for Brandon Morrow. Sorry, I'm bitter about so many specific things. So I was mad, and then I was kind of sad, reflecting that I passed on that generational trauma to my son.
Yeah. We're all there with you.
Yeah, no, because he lives in San Diego now, but he was born here, and I'm like, you don't have to do. You can choose a better life than this. But he doesn't. He's true to the blue, unfortunately.
Oh, I love him for that.
I do too.
I want to get to a podcast. You and your wife have a podcast together.
Yeah.
How do you balance parenting and comedy?
Oh, poorly. No, it's not.
Give us all some advice.
Yeah, we're not any example there. No, what you need to do is you need to exploit your children. That's what you need to do for creative gain. Is this the right answer? No.
I think so. Moving on, I want to get to this. You have a huge social following. What do you think is the drive there? Like your authenticity, obviously, but...
I don't know. I'm like a 41-year-old dad, and anytime like I see like a hot young person that has less followers than me, I'm like, what are you doing? How did this not work out for you? How did I end up bigger than you on Instagram, which is mostly butts? How did I? Sorry, it's
thirst traps. Thirst traps. It's a little early for a thirst trap talk, but we could talk about it.
I think it's a miracle. I think it's a truth that it just goes to show that who is on Instagram and TikTok all day. It's a bunch of people my age in their cars waiting for soccer practice to end, just scrolling, and then they're going, oh, look, a guy who has a receding hairline like me and has some depression under his eyes. I'm going to give him a follow. When's he coming to the Tacoma Comedy Club?
You're relatable. You're authentic. We love you. Thank you so much for being here,
Thank you for
Dustin.
having me. This is great. I'm going to go back to sleep.
I could talk to you forever. Yeah, go back to bed now. Dustin will be back in the area in March for shows at the Tacoma Comedy Club. Tickets to the show would make a terrific Christmas or Hanukkah gift. You're welcome for that gift idea. And thanks for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.
It's a new